Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? If you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below, along with my email address and Trish's email address, okay? So you can get a hold of us at any time, even if you just need to talk, all right? So grab your coffee, maybe some chocolate, because you just never know with me what's going to come out of my mouth, what's going on in the world today. So the other day, I had brought up the fact that in, Canada, that if you don't have a certain status, you can't go into Walmart. All right. Well, now I find out that you can go into Walmart, but apparently now you need a chaperone. I don't know. So there's going to be a link in the description box below for this. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to get pissy. So there's that. Okay, so a subscriber had brought this to my attention. She said, I found these at Walmart marked down at $3.50 each. It's like a fire extinguisher, but it's like a mini fire extinguisher. It's called Fire Gone, Stop Fire Fast. Wow, what a really great thing to add to your preps. Going back to get more, she said they're good until 22-25. No kidding. A prep I've decided to get in a mini fridge to 3.2 cubic, approximately $200, can run for 16 hours at a time on my Jackery 1000. Wow, yeah, that is a really good prep to add too. So here's the picture of what she's talking about. So I think this would be really good for all of us to add to our preps. Look at this. And these pictures were sent in by a subscriber. She said, stack it where you can. Yeah, no kidding. She is happy-go-lucky with her canning, which I absolutely love and adore. She's got shelving units in her bedroom. She don't care. Look at this. Okay, so you guys know to always go to the description box to find all of the links to everything, okay? This was sent to me. It's a link, all right? It's to something that she finds very important and urgent, okay? She said it's what's going on in Canada right now. She said, I'm filled with a sense of hope again. MSM is either not reporting or at the very least lying like crazy. They always lie, don't they? She said, Steve talked about it today. If his channel stays up, yeah, that's the problem that we're all running into, isn't it? This convoy is huge. Donated over $7 million to help with the cost to truckers. That's awesome. Canadians, wow. And are prepared to keep it up as long as it takes. We have not a thing to lose by trying, and everything to lose by not trying. I have never felt so proud of my fellow Canadians. I don't intend this for your channel, really. I just thought you may want to know what's happening here. Canadians are peaceful. That's right. We don't have pew-pews. We don't fight like that, except for occasional horrific events. We are stubborn and rugged and strong and loyal and generally easygoing. That's awesome. Okay, so that link will be in the description box below. That's amazing. So, then this was sent to me by a subscriber. She said, Ukrainian president chastises potato on Russia. She said, it says also, but I'm based here and I think I know the details. Yeah, the Ukrainian president is correct when he said that. And then these links, okay, there's quite a few of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links, I think I'm counting here. This email was sent to me by my favorite gal pal in the UK. She said, more doom and gloom for us. Yay. She's such a wise ass. She said, I have come across several articles and videos on my travels around Google and YouTube, and I thought I'd share them with you as they add up to the same thing, and it concerns global food supply. This might be a bit long, but stick with me. Most of us know about the economic collapse of Venezuela. Yes. A few years ago, and what happened in Lebanon a few months ago. Yes, yes, yes. Well, now Turkey is on the verge of collapse, apparently, according to the title of this video. I saw Turkey collapse imminent as foreign currency, electricity, and gas all run out and foreign businesses shut down. Ooh, yikes. Okay, so that link is in the description box below, okay? And she said, then I saw this about the people of Afghanistan selling their kidneys or children for food. Oh, that's horrifying. That's horrifying. Can you imagine ever thinking that you would have to do something like that in order to eat? Okay, see, this is why we prep, okay? And I know that I've used that saying so many times, but seriously, guys, okay, and a lot of people say it's coming to America, it's coming. Guys, this is why we prepare like we do, okay? You know, if it ever came to it, I just want you to sit and I want you to think, okay? Can you ever have these thoughts in your head that you would sell your kidney so food will be on the table for your family? That's some black market shite right there. And then she said, I saw this from DW News from a few hours ago that Afghanistan is facing a severe hunger crisis, which will likely affect 23 million people out of 40 million people. So that link is there. Now, Sri Lanka is also facing a most severe financial crisis alongside inflation and a food crisis. So that link is there. And apparently Pakistan have been having economic problems too, but has raised $1 billion by selling national assets. So that link is there. And 40% of the war-torn Tigray, that's Tigray, region in Ethiopia, are suffering an extreme food shortage as well. So that link is there. And we've been seeing and hearing what has been going on in Australia and Canada with their shortages and inflation. Yeah, we all have. And we've discussed this, okay? And then there's the U.S. becoming worse every week with shortages and the insane inflation that we're seeing, okay? And she said, here in the UK, we are seeing inflation too, although our shortages are not dire yet. I told you about the chaos happening at Dover Port with goods leaving or entering the country with the massive queues of lorries and trucks. And this is only 3 weeks into the new Brexit paperwork. So this is going to get very interesting over the coming weeks and months before the next lot of regulations kick into force from September, which I already told you about. And some of those lorries have been there, not just hours, but days. And a European driver said he'd been waiting for 4 days. And the drivers are saying they were able to come straight into the port and drive off to where they needed to be before the new rules started on January 1st. Now, what happens if European drivers decided they don't want to come here anymore? because of the nonsense and the chaos. Shortages will, ensue, no doubt, here. So, and she said, and I haven't even started looking at what's going on with the rest of the European countries yet. The point of all the links and the articles, she said, is this: it does not matter where you are in the world or what country you're in, because here is the truth. We are all in this together. And how many times have I said this? Has Trish said this? Have every single one of you said this? We're all in this together. None of us are alone. This is one community here. We're all family. We're all friends. We are one community here. Okay? And we're all in the same boat, or going to be in the same boat. And we are all on the same sinking ship, all headed to the same destiny. And the only difference between any of our countries is that we are on a slightly different timeline for things to crash. Bravo. Bravo and well said. And she said, as if this is not enough to be dealing with, we also have global famine coming to us. Back in 2020, within a few months of the Rona starting, the UN said the poorer countries would likely to be hit with famine over the coming months. And then they came back about 3 or 4 months later saying that the whole world was facing famine. Over the last few days, I have been doing more videos popping up on YouTube about this, as well as some preppers even talking about it. And realistically, the global supply chain issues are going to be with us for many more months yet. Before it even starts to get sorted out here. But I can see something else happening. How about it's going from one extreme to other, something like this: supply chain issues equals shortages. Then the supply chain will start to get a little bit better. And then there'll be no food to import or export anywhere when the global famine starts to appear. Did you ever hear of something called the 7-Year Famine? It's on its way. So I hope I'm wrong, and she hopes that she's wrong about this, is all she can say and all I can say. But whatever happens, it doesn't change the facts that we're all in this together. And it's going to be some shite. A whole new level of evil is going to begin, she says. And she also said, and now I will leave you in peace to properly digest everything. Oh. Lord help me. So, this was brought to my attention. And in the subject line of the email, it says the bunny warren is deep. And she said, this is but one of many EOs that are beyond the calming effects of consuming chocolate. Prior to following down certain rabbit holes, more like a shot of hard liquor or a good hit from a... I'm not even going to go that way. But it may be necessary, or the beverage of one's personal choice, or many, many, many peanut butter cups. So, oh my, there's 18 attachments. God, Lord, help us. There's not enough coffee in the world. What did you do? Executive order. So she put in executive order, and then you know how all you have to start doing is typing in something, and then a whole bunch of stuff pops up. That's what she did. Yahoo search, executive order to confiscate, seize assets, voting machines, property. Bitcoin confiscation and the Executive Order 6102 of 1933. On April 5th, 1933, United States President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Executive Order 6102, which outlawed the private ownership of gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificate of every American citizen. Foreigners living in the United States also had their gold confiscated and were forced to accept paper money for their gold. Through this unconstitutional executive order, citizens were told to hand over all their gold hoardings to what? The Federal Reserve Bank within 25 days. It was forbidden to hoard that word, gold, after May 1st, 1933. Anyone not obeying this law had to face severe criminal penalties of $10,000 fine, 10 years imprisonment, or both. Imagine this, 95% devaluation in purchasing power of U.S. dollars since 1933, and how the world has been systematically robbed by these banking elites. Oh, and it goes on. So the restriction of gold ownership in the U.S. was lifted after 41 years by President Ford in December 31st, 1974, after which private ownership of gold coins, bars, and certificates were made legal. And if the governments cannot confiscate or tax Bitcoin, okay, they can certainly make it illegal to own or use it. How about $10,000 fine, 10 years in prison if caught holding on to or using Bitcoin? Shall I go on? I will. So Bitcoin miners are really not ready or expecting any such severe criminal penalties. But if such penalties become reality, they will not be able to react and they will quickly surrender. Don't you believe it? Then you might not have heard of South Korean financial authorities have started torturing crypto traders. Can you guess what they mean by face fines? It could be penalties, imprisonment, okay, 5 years, or a fine of 50 million or 47,000. Okay, similar to those fines introduced by South Korea in 2014, sounds similar to the penalties imposed by Executive Order 6102 of 1933. Okay, so don't governments team up to achieve a mutual goal? It's already started. South Korea has already started calling financial regulators and central bankers of 23 countries and 12 organizations, including the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, World Bank, Bank of International Settlements, or BIS, and the European Union, EU, to join hands in order to curb cryptocurrency trading. Bitcoin exchanges and miners in South Korea or around the world have no option but to either surrender or leave the country and hope of not getting bullied by some of the country's financial authorities. At present, many central banks like China, India, Pakistan, okay, have declared Bitcoin as an illegal tender, but no government has yet issued any criminal penalty. And you will see criminal penalties come into action once the banking elite unfolds their centralized cryptocurrencies to wipe out Bitcoin completely. And Bitcoin, for them, was and will remain just a test dummy to study market behavior and public adoption to a cashless, say that again, what? Cashless economy. Okay, now, Executive Order 13603. At a time of the president's choosing, the federal government may take over. What? Say that again? Yes. At a time of the president's choosing, the federal government may take over all forms of energy, all forms of civil transportation, all usable water from all sources, all commodities and products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals, health resources, drugs, biological products, medical devices, materials, facilities, health supplies, services. Section 201, Priorities and Allocations Authorities. 1. The Secretary of Agriculture with respect to food services, food resource facilities, livestock resources, veterinary sources, public health resources, and the domestic distribution of farm equipment and commercial fertilizer. Number 2, the Secretary of Energy with respect to all forms of energy. Number 3, the Secretary of Health and Human Services with respect to health resources. Number 4, the Secretary of Transportation with respect to all forms of civil transportation. Number 5, the Civil Defense with respect to water resources. And number 6, the Secretary of Commerce, with respect to all other materials, services, and facilities, including construction materials. Now, the Secretary of each agency delegated authority under subsection A of this section, resource departments shall plan and issue regulations to prioritize and allocate resources and establish standards and procedures by which the authority shall be used to promote the national defense under both emergency and non-emergency conditions. And the new order provides specific definitions for each of these essential infrastructure elements, indicating that all resources, not just those owned by large farms and businesses, are to be directly controlled by the government. Thus, if you think the investments you made in by digging a water well or building a solar whatever or stockpiling food, you were on your own for personal use, think again. Okay, so this applies to every single one of us. Okay, so I hope you're listening, because this is no joke. Okay? Section 801, definitions. In addition to the definitions in Section 702 of the Act 50 U.S.C. Act 2152, the following definitions apply throughout this order. Ridley, you okay? Hang on. Okay, so energy means all forms of energy, including petroleum, gas, both natural and manufactured. So natural and propane, pretty much, okay? Electricity, solid fuels, including all forms of coal, coke, coal chemicals, coal liquefaction, and coal gasification, solar, wind, other types of renewable energy, atomic energy, and the production, conservation, use, control, and distribution, including pipelines, hello potato, and all of these other forms of energy. Okay, so farm equipment means equipment, machinery, and repair parts manufactured for use on farms in connection with the production or preparation for markets use of food resources. Food resources means all commodities and products, simple, mixed, or compound, or complements to such commodities or products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals, irrespective of other uses to which some commodities or products may be put at all stages of processing, from the raw commodity to the products thereof in vendable form for human or animal consumption. Food resources also means potable water packaged in commercially marketable containers, all starches, sugars, vegetable and animal or marine fats and oils, seed, cotton, hemp, and flax fiber, but does not mean any such material after it loses its identity as an agriculture commodity or agriculture product. Food resources facility means plants, machinery, vehicles, including on farm and other facilities required for the production, processing, distribution, and storage, including cold storage. of food resources and for the domestic distribution of farm equipment and fertilizer, excluding transportation thereof. Health resources means drugs, biological products, medical devices, materials, facilities, health supplies, services, equipment required to diagnose, mitigate, prevent the impairment of, improve, treat, cure, or restore the physical or mental health conditions of the population. National defense means programs for the military and energy production or construction, military or critical infrastructure, assistance to any foreign nation, homeland security, stockpiling space, and any directly related activity. Such term includes emergency preparedness activities conducted pursuant to Title 11 of the Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, 42 U.S.C. 5195, and critical infrastructure protection restoration. Water resources means all usable water from all sources within the jurisdiction of the United States that can be managed, controlled, and allocated to meet emergency requirements. Except water resources does not include usable water that qualifies as food resources. Guys, I'm done. I'll put these pictures in so you can see them. I don't even know how I can say what I want to say. Okay? Stay calm. Keep prepping. Stay positive. Keep smiling and laughing and fearless. But we have to try our best, don't we? All right. I love you. See you in the next one.